Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the Career Focus series on the Success Insight podcast. I'm Howard Fox, your host. The Career Focus series celebrates individuals and families pursuing careers that tap into their skills and passions and introduces you to the entrepreneurs and companies that are helping to make that dream a reality. Our guest today is Bob Goodwin. This is our third episode with Bob. He's the founder of Career Club. And Bob has leveraged his phenomenal background in business-to-business sales, or B2B sales and marketing, and best practices to help job seekers get a job, a better job, faster. Now, Career Club provides career coaching, an online job search course, and a CRM platform to organize your professional network and job search activities. We first met Bob back in 2021 when he had just launched Career Club, and then again last year when he was launching or expanding his business to talk about more of a kind of a concierge service. He called that Concierge Club, and we're excited today to bring him back because, hey, as a career coach myself, it's always nice to know what other career coaches are doing. And again, it's just a pleasure to really kind of re-engage with Bob. I feel like it's our anniversary here. So Bob, welcome in. It's great to see you again. How you doing?
It's great to see you, Howard. It's a pleasure to be back with you. Thanks so much for having me.
Fantastic. Now I want to force you to maybe turn a little bit because there's something right next to the Coke bottle and I'm intrigued by it. It looks like it's either a beer, one of those yards of beer.
This not
Yeah, what is that?
That's a barometric pressure thingy.
Okay.
That tells me what the weather's going to do and how my headache is going to be today or not.
Okay. Yeah, I appreciate that. I appreciate that. And you probably have that Coke bottle's probably a souvenir. I think that's been sitting up there for years.
Yeah. So Coke was my client
Yeah.
and I learned a lot of marketing and they were kind enough to send me a personalized Coke bottle.
Wow. See, now
Yeah.
you know you're really making a difference with your clients when they send you kind of a gift like that. That's really a true gift. So
Yeah. That means a lot to me. I was very appreciative that they sent that.
fantastic. If you could, just for our listeners' sake, because we've got new listeners coming on board all the time, just give us a kind of a 30,000-foot view of Bob Goodwin. I gave a little bit, but you can
Yeah.
do it much better than I can.
Probably not, but you did great. So as you said, I'm a sales executive. I've been in sales leadership roles for 20 plus years, mostly selling though to brands like Coke and Procter and Gamble, Samsung, Walmart, really world-class marketers. And so my job was sales, but my
Mhm.
clients were marketers. So I ended up learning a lot about sales and marketing along the way. So that's kind of part A. Part B is I've always really enjoyed networking and just helping people. And as I'm sure Howard, when you're kind of on the network circuit, you end up meeting a lot of people at job transition because they're very actively networking.
Right.
And people are like, we should call Bob. He's nice. He'll help you. And I've been doing that for over 15 years too. And what I learned pretty quickly was a job search is a big sales and marketing exercise, right? The product's you. So your brand is what's your unique value proposition? What problems do you solve for a company as an employee? How do you articulate that concisely, compellingly?
Mhm.
Who's the target market for a product? Like all those kinds of things are what marketers think about.
Mhm.
And then the sales piece of it is that you need to have a pipeline of opportunities, right? And again, as a career coach, Howard, I'm sure you see this pretty often that a candidate may not have, it may only have one or two things, but they're really excited about them. And this is going to be the one. And invariably, one or both of those eggs breaks and they're out of opportunities. As a salesperson, you need a really robust sales funnel or sales pipeline of opportunities at all sorts of phases of development from I just met them to I'm one of the final two and everything in between. And you need a lot of opportunities because things fall out. And anybody that's been in job search ever knows this is true. Oh, the hiring manager just left. So we got to replace her first. Just lost my budget for this. They ended up promoting somebody internally. We just got acquired. So nobody knows what's going on. I mean, there's a million reasons. The
Right.
good news is, as a salesperson, you have a quota of one. You only need one new job. You don't need the entire tech industry to get it figured out, the entire fintech industry to get it figured out. You only need one new job.
Mhm.
But the problem is people tend to not have enough activities. So
Right.
there's kind of building the pipeline. Then the last bit is actually learning how to run a sales call, right? Because that's what a networking meeting is. It's a sales call. An
Mhm.
interview for sure is a sales call. And if you haven't been properly trained in how to actually do a proper sales call, then why would you be any good at it?
Right.
And so that's kind of how we're marrying both marketing principles and the sales principles to give people a process to follow so that they can find a career that matters to them.
I find in a number of situations that individuals who are suddenly faced with a transition so that they haven't planned it, at least if you plan it, perhaps you can take a little step back and start to ask the right questions. How should I be doing this? And
Yes.
then Career Club is the perfect place for you. I do get candidates who are in transition. They've just been laid off.
Mhm.
Oh, I have a resume. I just started submitting my resume to the job boards, and then you invariably get back, I haven't heard anything. Why? And and I have to say it's because, and I take them through a metaphor of perhaps baking a pie. Use that as an example. You're gonna teach me how to bake a pie. What's the first step you do? Well, you don't start eating it. Okay. You don't even put it on a plate because you haven't, even though you haven't baked it yet. It's not even in the oven. You haven't assembled it. You don't have the ingredients for it. You haven't gone to the store to get the ingredients. And you certainly don't have a shopping list. And you don't know what recipe you're going to make. And so, you- as you start to deconstruct that, then you have to say, this is a process you need to follow through with. But we have to start at the beginning, and it amazes me, I still see folks going right to they're ready to eat that pie or take the job, and they're just not ready for it, and they wonder why there's no response there.
That is such a great word picture. I'm going to steal that one, but it's a really, really great word
Feel
picture.
free.
We tell people that you have to slow down to hurry up. And then because in just using the example that you gave, like I just lost my job. I just got laid off. Well, I'm a doer, man. I'm type A. So I'm going to start applying for stuff. I'm going to start networking. And it's like, you are not ready for that yet. Right? In all likelihood, you're not ready to do that yet.
Mhm.
It could be attitudinally, because I just got screwed at my last company, man. You have no idea how unfair this was. I mean, there were 15 other people they should have let go before me. Yet somehow, because I think they didn't like me and my boss didn't like me, like that's what you're going to network with. That's the commercial that you're airing right now. And you're
Right,
trying to talk to as many people as possible with that commercial. Or it could be, well, so Howard, what are you looking for? I don't know, man, because like I've done operations, I've done HR, and I've done finance, and I don't know. Well, I don't know how to help you when you don't know where you want to go,
right,
right? And so back to like you don't even know what kind of pie you want to bake, much less have a recipe for it, much less know the ingredients and da 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 da. And like again, reconstructing what you just said. So, you know, people need to have some direction,
right,
whether it's getting their attitude in a good place. And I gave the example of anger, but the dominant emotions are anger,
right,
fear. Fear is really prevalent. Shame, like I'm worthless. Like they figured out I'm not really good. I've got imposter syndrome and they figured it out.
right.
Right. That's why I got let go. And who else would ever want me? Or confusion. It's like this thing's a giant cluster. Like, I don't even know where to start. This is a mess, and I have no idea how to untangle this giant mess. And so, any of those in some toxic combination of those emotions, people need to get that sorted out first before they're really ready to, okay, Howard, let's work on your resume.
Yeah,
So,
very true,
there's
very true.
definitely an order of operations, no doubt.